Greetings, dudes and lady dudes, and welcome to a game review. That thing I do once a decade. Even though I've only been on YouTube for going on 4 years now. Because that's how math works, apparently. And this time it's gonna be something special. Because this is a dead game that decided to come back to life.
That's right, it's Scott Pilgrim vs. the World, the game, Complete Edition.
Super, Ultra, Turbo, Champion Edition, Arcade Edition, HD Remix, Anniversary Edition, with a side of fries and a large Coke. Wait, what was I talking about again? Oh yeah.
Now I've been a pretty big fan of Scott Pilgrim for a while. Well, sort of.
See, I saw the Scott Pilgrim movie back in 2010, and it's still one of, if not my favorite movie of all time, if nothing else just for its video game references. However, I still have yet to read the comic books, so whether or not I'm a true fan is something to be called into question. However, I did order the comic books on Amazon recently, so I am finally, hopefully, going to give those a read. So, yeah.
I got to play the game around 2013 when I finally got my hands on a PS3, and I liked it. A lot. Like a lot. Maybe even too much. The game was released in August of 2010, around the same time as the movie, and it was meant to be a tie-in of sorts, though it's more so based on the comics than it is the movie. And though it didn't do so well at first, over time it gained somewhat of a cult status, not unlike the movie it's based on. Fast forward to December 30th, 2014, this game was delisted from PlayStation Network and Xbox Live. And because there were no physical copies, it seemed like this gem was lost for good. Or so we all thought. On September 10th of 2020, Ubisoft held an event called Ubisoft Forward, where they announced the game would finally be re-released for Scott Pilgrim's 10th anniversary.
Of course, I didn't watch this event because, for one, I didn't know about it, and for two, I didn't really care. Instead, I opened up YouTube, and in my recommended, I was greeted with this.
What? What the fuck?
Excuse me. This is a dream, right? Allow me to see real quick. Ow. 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 Yeah. It's real. I legitimately couldn't believe what I was fucking seeing. I mean, if you know anything about me, you know how important preservation is to me. So you can imagine my complete and utter dismay when I found out this game was delisted.
Now, of course, I still have this game on my dusty-ass PS3, so I could play the game whenever the hell I wanted, but it was kind of the principle of the matter, you know? And I'm sure there were people, 2015 and onward, who became Scott Pilgrim fans and would have really liked to play this game, but of course couldn't. Which, was pretty upsetting to think about.
So hearing this game was finally going to be re-released after 6 years off the market was easily the best thing to come out of the hellscape known as 2020 for me. But enough dilly-dallying. After 10 years, let's see if this game still holds up.
This game starts off with an intro cutscene giving a summary of the basic plot of Scott Pilgrim. Basically, Scott Pilgrim meets the girl of his dreams, quite literally I might add, named Ramona Flowers, but in order to date her, he has to defeat her 7 evil ex-boyfriends. Or, I'm sorry, exes.
Besides that, this game doesn't really have much of a story, so if you want to know the full plot, you'll either have to watch the movie or read the comic books. Or both. Whatever floats your boat.
Instead, you just get these little cutscenes after beating a stage, which are the same no matter who you're playing as, though each character does have their own unique ending. Speaking of which, there are multiple playable characters in this game. You've got the 4 main characters, Scott, Ramona, Steven, Stills, and Kim Pine, And then you've got Knives Chow and Wallace Wells, who were originally only available as DLC add-ons.
I was primarily playing as Wallace this time around because he was the only character I wasn't able to get before Universal or Ubisoft or whatever Thanos snapped this game out of existence. Hello, me. It's me again. Oh, also, just a quick little thing. I got this game on Nintendo Switch and PS4. I got it on Switch Day 1 and PS4 Day 2. And on the Switch version, they required me to have a Ubisoft account in order to unlock Knives Chow, but they didn't require me to have one in order to unlock her in the PS4 version. And I did notice that Day 2 there was a patch, so maybe that had something to do with it? I don't know, just something I thought I'd share, just as a heads up.
Anyway, you can also unlock
Mega Scott
if you beat the game with the main 4 characters.
Now I had to play on the PS4 in order to get all my footage, but I prefer to play the Switch version in my free time, so I wasn't able to get any footage for him since beating the game with all the characters would have taken too long. However, I did unlock him on the PS3 version a while back, so I can confirm that he does in fact exist.
For the most part, they all have their own unique movesets. Well, except for Knives and Wallace, who are basically just clones of Kim and Stills. Except Wallace has
Rainbow Fists.
Oh, I get it. You know, because of gay.
Gameplay-wise, this game is a beat-em-up in the same vein as Final Fight, Streets of Rage, or Double Dragon, so if you're a fan of those types of games, this should be right up your alley. Though this game actually takes most of its inspiration from River City Ransom. Like in that game, enemies drop coins which you can spend at shops to raise your stats and recover your health. But this game is also like an RPG in the fact that you can level up by gaining experience points from fighting enemies, though all that really does is give you new moves. The game is split up into 7 levels, each with a boss fight at the end. The boss fights, of course, primarily being the 7 Evil X's. Those, of course, being Matthew Patel, Lucas Lee, Todd Ingram, Roxy Richter, the Katayanagi twins, and Gideon Graves. Though you also get to fight
Mega Scott
in this game.
Well, so much for shooting the shit.
Graphics-wise, the game takes on a pixelated art style somewhat reminiscent to the 8-bit and 16-bit eras. It actually looks rather nice. The character designs themselves were ripped straight from the comic series, and they translate pretty well to a pixelated art style. Also, the music in this game is amazing!
Music to my ear holes.
And when you pause the game, you get this catchy beat. The music style is reminiscent of the 8-bit era, though it kinda sounds a bit more modernized. It's a little hard to describe, so let me just give you a quick sample.
All the music in this game was performed by a band called Anamanaguchi, which if you like chiptune music, I highly recommend listening to their work outside of the game. It's pretty good stuff.
This game is a love letter to retro gaming in general, and it has a ton of references, which is fitting since video game references is what the Scott Pilgrim series is known for. There's references to Mario 2, Mario 3, Zelda, Mega Man, Castlevania, Street Fighter. If you can think of a retro game, there's probably a reference to it somewhere in this game. I also love the attention to detail when it comes to the source material itself. Like how whenever you visit the coffee shop, sometimes it's Stacy Pilgrim and other times it's Julie Powers because they both work there part-time. So yeah, in case you couldn't tell, I think this game's pretty fantastic, especially for a licensed game and one made in 5 months no less, though it's not without its faults.
The game can be a little bit buggy, and it likes to do this thing where certain events don't happen when they should, which will, kinda soft lock you out of the game for a little bit until the game decides you're allowed to start playing again. Can I... hello, game? There you go. Took you long enough.
This game also has various extra game modes. You've got Boss Rush mode, which is rather self-explanatory. Survival Horror, a zombie horde mode where you see how many zombies you can defeat before dying. Battle Royale, or, Battle Royal?
Excuse me, sir. I'm pretty sure there's supposed to be an E in that word. You forgot the E.
Anyway, it's kind of a multiplayer deathmatch type mode. Then there's Dodgeball mode, where you play dodgeball. Go figure.
This game also has multiplayer. You can do couch co-op or online co-op. I actually have had the opportunity to play couch co-op with a couple of people, and it was pretty fun, but it's not for me, especially since admittedly I can get pretty toxic when playing with other human beings. I, however, have not had the opportunity to play online, but my best friend has, and he said that it runs pretty smoothly, at least as long as you're playing with one other person. I don't know about 3 other people. That might introduce a bit of lag. Maybe. And he did say it can also get a little bit glitchy, like there was a scripted event, I'm guessing in level 1, where there was supposed to be a bus that dropped off enemies, but that never happened, and him and his partner were stuck in the stage. Didn't realize playing this game online turned it into Cheetahman 2.
I forgot to mention this game also has cheat codes, which was said only to exist in the ancient scriptures of the gods. No, seriously, why do games not have these anymore?
Anyway, I think that'll about do it. If I had to rate this game, I'd probably give it a 9 out of 10. Some of you might think that's too high, but hey, it's my review, so what can you do? And if you have $15 to spare, I can certainly think of worse ways to spend it. And you should probably get this game while you still can, because you never know what could happen. Anyway, this is the Gothic Gaming Geek, wishing you a lovely day. Bye for now.
Mega Scott.